What up, what up, what up, Finn fans? Welcome to a pop-up Finn Posse podcast video. Doing a little pop-up video. I just got done watching the AFC East Roundtable. And man, let me start by saying I love the guys over there. So this isn't shots fired by any means or anything like that. No hate. It's all love. But you know, Dan Mitchell, great guy. Met him in person. Richie, wonderful guy. Met him in person. I met all them guys in person. They're absolutely wonderful guys. But man, they be hating. And I feel like I had to come live and speak my feelings on some stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like TD is stuck in between. It just feels like they're always jumping on my boy TD. They're always jumping on my boy TD, jumping on the Miami Dolphins, and they're ganging up on him. I feel like they gang up on him, and it's like the Miami Dolphins are the enemy number one to them guys over there. So Dan Mitchell, he had asked tonight, he'd posed the question, who's the biggest threat? Who is the biggest threat to the Buffalo Bills this coming year? And you know, TD gave the explanation that I've been given for the last couple of weeks, and rightfully so. He gave the explanation that, well, it's the Miami Dolphins. He's like, I know that people are going to call me out for being a homer, but it's the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins got a GM that's on the hot seat that is going to do everything and anything in his power to create as much cap space as possible to make moves and put the best roster possible together. This Miami Dolphins team, let's not forget. Let's put the hate. Let's put the Tua hate to the side for a moment. Let's put your feelings about Tua Tagovailoa to the side for a moment. Let's put your feelings towards Chris Grier to the side for the moment. Your feelings towards Mike McDaniel to the side for a moment. Let's just put all them feelings to the side. Think about the last 3 years. We have 2 playoff berths, and then we have a season that we missed the playoffs by one game. 2 playoff berths, and we missed the playoffs by one game. Are you telling me that if Chris Grier, which Chris Grier is going to do, and TD mentioned this, TD said this, he said, this is going to be the best team that we've had in the Mike McDaniel era. Just for the simple fact that Chris Grier is on the hot seat and he's going to do everything in his power. He's gonna mortgage us down the road. He's going to cause problems for our future, but he's going to get all the cap space that he can possibly get. And he's going to go get the people needed to fix this roster. He's going to get the people needed to fix this roster. And everybody, oh, TD, you're delusional. Richie, TD, you're delusional. You're delusional. Blah, blah, blah. It's just Dan Mitchell, you're delusional. Miami's going to finish 4th. What makes you think that the Miami Dolphins are going to finish 4th? You have the New England Patriots, who got a second-year quarterback, and everybody want to gas up Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel. He's such a great coach. You know, I'm not saying Mike Vrabel's a good coach, a bad coach. I'm not going to give him that much credit. I don't think we can give a fair reading on how good of a coach Mike Vrabel is. I really can't. Mike Vrabel went to a situation in Tennessee that had a decent defense, and you had a prime Derrick Henry. Like, of course you're going to be all right. He didn't win anything in Tennessee. What did you win? Did you win a bunch of playoff games? Did you go out and What did you win while you were in Tennessee? Ultimately, you got fired from Tennessee. So what did you win? Regardless of the fact, Mike Vrabel's not enough for the New England Patriots to surpass the Miami Dolphins in the division. The Miami Dolphins are a more talented team. Yes, Drake May looked very good his rookie season. He absolutely did. But to say that Drake May is better than Tua Tagovailoa already, I wouldn't jump out that window yet. I wouldn't say that yet. Now, does Drake May have all the ability in the world, and is he gonna eventually eclipse Tua Tagovailoa? Certainly, he absolutely does have the opportunity to do that. Absolutely, he has the opportunity to do that. Also, the New England Patriots have $100 million in cap space. Yep, they do. But let's keep it real. Who wants to go play in New England? Who wants to go to cold ass New England and play? It's not a very desirable free agent destination. This isn't the New England Patriots of Tom Brady, where players would go and play with Tom Brady. This isn't Bill Belichick over there. Players want to go play for Bill Belichick. People want to go win Super Bowls. New England has nothing to offer except you got a decent young quarterback and you got Mike Vrabel as coach. I don't know if that's enough to bring the big name free agents to New England. I don't know if that's enough. So there's that. Then you got Richie with the New York Jets. And he continues to criticize Tua Tagovailoa. The New York Jets don't even have a quarterback. The New York Jets don't even have a quarterback right now. We're all assuming that Aaron Glenn's going to come in and do a good job. We don't know this. Aaron Glenn is an unproven coach, first-time coach. We don't know this. This New York Jets team seemed stacked last year. They seemed Super Bowl bound with an Aaron Rodgers who did not play that bad last year. Let's be real. He didn't play that bad. He didn't play great, but he didn't play that bad. Now the New York Jets are automatically going to be better than the Miami Dolphins. They weren't better than us last year. And our quarterback missed 6 games. They weren't better than us last year. So what makes them automatically think that they are going to surpass us? And then Dan Mitchell, I haven't been afraid of the Miami Dolphins. Last year, if it wasn't for, I'm not talking about the year that just ended. I'm talking about the year before that. We were up 3-4 games on the Buffalo Bills at the end of the season. The only reason the Buffalo Bills were able to come back is we were depleted by injuries. And we don't have a quarterback that's capable of overcoming them injuries. That's capable of putting the team on his shoulders and rising this team up to a different level and can make up for all the injuries. But we had the Buffalo Bills cooked. So again, who's delusional in this? Who's delusional in this conversation? Who are the delusional ones in this conversation? Richie is absolutely delusional. He's a Miami Dolphins hater. He fails the he throws stones when he lives in a glass house. Your New York Jets are trash. They've been trash. The New York Jets haven't won anything since Joe Namath. You swore to God you were a Super Bowl contender with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers didn't win you nothing. You're hoping and praying that you guys go out and get Jackson Dart in the draft. I hope you do draft Jackson Dart. I really do. I hope you draft Jackson Dart because that'll be another failed quarterback experiment for the New York Jets. That'll be another failed experiment for the New York Jets. Kobe with his, oh, we got Mike Vrabel. That's all that matters. Drake May is a god. Listen, Drake May looked all right. Drake May has physical tools, but let's not pretend that Drake May is an automatic home run hitter either. Let's not pretend that Drake May is an automatic sure thing either. Let's not forget that Mac Jones, his rookie year, made the Pro Bowl. Then what happened to Mac Jones? Fell off the face of the earth. Fell off the face of the earth. Let's not pretend that Drake May had a Jaden Daniels rookie year or a Bo Nix rookie year. He wasn't that good. Does he got a physical tools? Absolutely. Absolutely, he got physical tools. But let's not act and pretend that because you have Mike Vrabel and because you have Drake May, you're automatically better than the Miami Dolphins. Richie on there saying, oh, I'd rather have no quarterback than Tua. Why? You act like Tua is so horrible. I just don't think people understand the significance if Chris Greer addressing the trenches. If Chris Greer does what he's supposed to do and addresses the trenches this offseason, the Miami Dolphins are going to be so much better. So much better. And if Tua Tagovailoa can stay healthy, this 10-win team, because they're a 10-win team when Tua can stay healthy. As of right now, built the way that they're built right now, they're a 10-win team with Tua healthy. A 10-win team. If you address the trenches and Chris Greer comes up with something else that helps this team significantly, if he comes up with some other cockamamie scam to bring another big name player to the Miami Dolphins along with fixing the trenches, man, don't tell me an improved trenches and another star player can't get this team 2 games better. That takes us to 12 wins. That takes us to 12 wins if the Miami Dolphins can keep Tua Tagovailoa healthy. Just tuned in, loving the Bobby Slowick hiring. Yeah, I like it too. That's another thing that Richie criticized tonight. You're criticizing that, but you was pumped when the New York Jets brought him in for a job interview this year. Your football team interviewed him for the head coaching job. We brought him as a passing game coordinator. Austin, Texas in the house. Nice to see you. Appreciate you stopping in. Make sure you like, subscribe. This is the most interactive Miami Dolphins channel on the. Listen, I don't have a huge following yet. I try to interact with everybody and everybody. I try to answer all questions. We interact. Just a little bit about the show. I'm not a Tua lover. I'm not a Tua hater. I'm a Miami Dolphins lover. I try to keep it 100 the best I can. You can ask everybody on here. Ask Raphael. He's a great dude. Listen, I just try to tell it how I see it, and I try to say what's best and give my advice on what Miami Dolphins can do to improve in the moment. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, let's fire Chris Greer and fire Mike McDaniel. We're past that point. Regardless if I think we should rebuild, we're past that point. So it's pointless to sit there and continue to harp on it. Appreciate you, Raphael. Appreciate you. I really do hope so, because I really enjoy this, and I am trying. I'm giving it my all. And I hope the guys at the AFC East Roundtable, if they happen to see this, I hope they don't get upset about it. But I had to address it. I had to address their comments. I had to address their views, and we're not delusional. As of right now, this Miami Dolphins team is the second best team in that division. And I'm not afraid to say that if Chris Greer goes out and, it's a long shot. It's a long shot. If Chris Greer goes and brings in a couple of the guards that I mentioned earlier, you bring in a Zach Martin, a Will Fries from the Indianapolis Colts and fix this offensive line. You draft a defensive tackle early in the draft. You get some starting safeties in here. This team has the opportunity to surpass the Buffalo Bills. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs gave us the blueprint, and the blueprint's been the same forever. They showed us how you build a team with consistency, and they showed us what having a good offensive line does for a team, and what having injured, unequipped offensive line does to a team. Kansas City has lost 2 Super Bowls with Pat Mahomes. Both those Super Bowls, their offensive line was either injured or they didn't have the people in the right positions. Either or. They had a struggling offensive line come the Super Bowl. In the Philadelphia Eagles showed us what a dominant up front on both sides of the ball can do for you. The tush push is the most dominant play in all of football. Every possession, the Philadelphia Eagles have 1st and 8. They only got to gain 8 yards to get a first down because the other 2 yards are guaranteed. The Philadelphia Eagles showed us with Saquon Barkley what a good offensive line can do for you. Saquon went from being maybe almost a bust in New York to having the greatest rushing season of all time with the Philadelphia Eagles. And the only difference is the offensive line. Depending on draft selections and filling in the holes through fair agency, we can turn things around. Absolutely. We're not that far. Like, people act like we had 3 wins last year. We missed the playoffs by 1 game with our quarterback missing 6 games. We had no pass rush. Chop Robinson came on the final 4 games of the season. Zach Sealer was our type sack guy. Bradley Chubb missed the whole season. Jalen Phillips missed most of the season. Chop Robinson was a rookie. Like, people act like we finished at 3 wins last year. No, we barely missed the playoffs. We missed the playoffs on the final week of the season. Thank you, Raphael. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate it. NFL is a copycat league. I don't have faith in Dolphins fixing the problems. Listen, I mean, if you were to tell me that just have faith in Chris Greer, I'd struggle to find that faith. But motivation to keep your job, when you know that your job's on the line, that'll turn you into something else. You know what I mean? I might bullshit on going to the gym. Let's say I might bullshit on going to the gym. And my wife might call me out on it. You're always bullshitting. You're always saying you're going to go. You're always saying you're going to go. Well, what if my wife tells me she's going to leave me because I don't go to the gym? If I'm in a situation where I'm going to lose my wife, I'm going to get to the gym. So the fact that Chris Greer's job's truly at stake this time, be prepared. Chris Greer is going to go out and do what's necessary. I have faith. And if he doesn't, everybody gets the rebuild they're asking for. Everybody gets the firing of the front office that they've been asking for, and we start going in a different direction. So, I mean, either we come out and we perform the way I think we're going to. I'm telling you, this is going to be the best roster the Miami Dolphins put together that they've had in the Mike McDaniel era. This roster this year is going to be more equipped to win in cold weather because the trenches are how you win in cold weather. The trenches are how you beat good teams. The trenches are how you win in December. If you build the team the correct way from the inside out, you're going to be successful. You're going to be successful. Raphael, you don't want to rebuild, but you don't want Tua as quarterback. You don't want Chris Greer here. We gotta fix the. I mean, we're over the salary cap. I mean, it's gonna take a rebuild. It's gonna have to take some kind of rebuild. Hopefully, Mike McDaniel will turn over the play calling duties. I think that's what it's. I think that's what it's leading to. I think they're putting pressure on Mike McDaniel to release the play calling duties, just for the simple fact Nick Sirianni did the same thing in Philadelphia, and look at the success the Philadelphia Eagles. Look at the success the Philadelphia Eagles had, and I think that the Miami Dolphins see that, and I think there's some pressure on Mike McDaniel to finally turn it over. And again, Mike McDaniel's on the hot seat. Mike McDaniel knows that the culture he created with this franchise isn't sustainable neither. He knows it's not all right. People being late to meetings, people not taking things serious. Like, he knows he created a monster over here. So the only way to fix that and have a chance of fixing it is he can't have his head buried and consumed with the offense 24/7. He's got more of a team to run than just the offense. Now, luckily, we got a future head coach as our defensive coordinator. Luckily, we got multiple people on the offensive side of the ball that are up for head coaching jobs or offensive coordinator jobs. Brian Dable could have, or not Brian Dable, Jesus. Daryl Bevel and Bobby Slowick could have been offensive coordinators or head coaches even. Bobby Slowick had 4 or 5 interviews for head coaching jobs last year. He had 4 or 5 interviews for head coaching jobs last year and an interview with the Jets this year. So, I mean, stay positive. I'm telling you, stay positive. Big C, will Dolphins fire Mike McDaniel if Dolphins start bad at the beginning of the season, like Joe Philbin's extension, then fired in season? If the Miami Dolphins start out super slow, I don't think Mike McDaniel makes it through the season. Nope. I think Mike McDaniel will be fired. And then I think that we probably put our defensive coordinator as the head coach, or Bobby Slowick could be the interim head coach. I mean, I think it's more likely that Weaver gets it. But if the Miami Dolphins come out and they're not moving the ball, they're not being successful, yeah, I can see Mike McDaniel getting fired midway through the season. Listen, Stephen Ross doesn't have whole seasons to wait. He don't have whole seasons to wait. This guy is old. He's old. He wants a winner here in Miami. He don't got time to wait. He doesn't got time to wait. But regardless, have faith. We're going to see fairly shortly. I'm telling you, maybe I could be wrong. I can't see the future, but you'll know if what I'm telling you is semi right here fairly shortly, because I'm telling you, Chris Greer is going to rework a bunch of contracts. He's going to go get him some cap space. And I'm guaranteeing my prediction is that we're going to have about $50 million in cap space. He's going to find $50 million, which is crazy, right? Because we're 15 over right now. He's going to find 50 in cap space. You're going to know if I'm right in a month. You're going to know if I'm right in a month because free agency starts in a month. That's the beautiful thing, that we got a long time before football starts, but we're going to know what Chris Greer's plans are and what his intentions are here fairly shortly, because he's going to be aggressive. In my opinion, he doesn't have time to wait for offensive linemen to progress into becoming good players. He don't have time to wait on rookies. He needs to go get veteran guards to fix this offensive line now. He doesn't have the luxury to wait for these guys to become better. He don't have that luxury. So he's got to go get proven commodities to fill these holes, because he needs this team to be better now. Not next year, not the year after. He needs this team to be better now. Everyone criticizes Tua, but they were all in for drafting him. I feel that Tua is a good quarterback, but he needs better line protection and a reliable backup. In my opinion, Tua is way better than Dak. I don't know if he's way better than Dak. And nobody will admit that they wanted Tua. I'm not gonna lie. I thought we were gonna not draft Tua and take Justin Herbert, and I was very upset when they were gonna do that. In hindsight, thinking about it now, with Tua's injury history, that probably wasn't the smart pick. It probably wasn't the smart pick. My biggest issue with Tua Tagovailoa is that we can't rely on him to stay healthy for 16 games, 17 games. We can't rely on that. And this team takes such a nosedive without Tua here. And it doesn't matter who the backup is. This offense is built for Tua. Tua has a very certain superpower, his accuracy, his timing, that a lot of quarterbacks can't do what he can do. So it messes everything up. It messes everything up. So you can bring in, there's not too many backups that can come in and fill the role for the Miami Dolphins and make this team successful. You know what I mean? If they're running the offense that's built for Tua. I think the perfect free agent to bring in at quarterback for the Miami Dolphins is Mac Jones. Mac Jones is a Tua Tagovailoa. He is. They went to Alabama together. They ran the same offense in Alabama. Mac Jones is an accurate, not strong arm quarterback, built on timing. Mac Jones could succeed in this offense. Mac Jones could do an admirable job for the Miami Dolphins if Tua's got to miss a couple games. But you can't count on a quarterback consistently. Like this year, he missed 6 games with the head injury. Every time Tua has a concussion, Tua doesn't miss 2 games. It's not like, oh, as soon as he clears protocol. No, the Miami Dolphins got to sit Tua out a certain amount of games to please the NFL, to please the media, because God forbid if they put him back in and he suffers another one. Even if he's cleared, God forbid if they put him back in. No, they got to sit him out for as much time as possible. Otherwise, they're villains number one, because Tua, whether we like it or not, is the face of the NFL as far as concussions. I was thinking that Mike McDaniel would have got fired and Vic Fangio would have taken over. I was hella wrong. Let's thank God that didn't happen, because Vic Fangio's, some people are just great coordinators, not very good head coaches. Vic Fangio was a terrible coach with the Denver Broncos. He was absolutely terrible. He was absolutely terrible. But listen, I'm telling you, if the offensive line will fix the offensive problems that we had last year. All those screen plays, all the plays where nobody was getting open down the field, it's because we didn't have a running game. It's because the defense didn't have to fear our offensive running game because they knew our offensive line was such trash. They knew that they could rush 4 and drop 7 back in the coverage. Now you fix this offensive line. We got talented running backs. A-Chain's a talented running back. Jalen Wright has a bunch of potential. What happens when you start running the ball successfully? Them linebackers got to creep up. Them safeties got to creep up to try to stop the run. Them safeties can't sit back too deep if A-Chain and Jalen Wright are running the ball. If they sit back there, they're going to be put in situations where they got to tackle Jalen Wright or Devon A-Chain in the open field, and none of them safeties want to do that. Trust me. None of them safeties want to have to try to tackle Devon A-Chain and Jalen Wright in the open field. I like our running back crew too. Man, what sucks is that we could have had Saquon Barkley for a 5th round pick 2 years ago, and we could have had King Henry in here last year. King Henry wanted to be here. King Henry wanted to sign with the Miami Dolphins. I still like Mostert. I think Mostert was just hurt last year, and the offensive line was horrible. And people will point to 2 years ago. Oh, 2 years ago we had a good offensive line. We had Robert Hunt, Connor Williams, Armstead, Jackson. Listen, 3 of those guys missed 6 games or more each. 3 of them. So that offensive line was good. It was, but they weren't healthy together. The year we had the 3-game lead on the Buffalo Bills that we fell apart and it was all Tua's fault. Javon Holland was hurt. Xavier Howard was hurt. Bradley Chubb was out for the season. Jalen Phillips was out for the season. Javon Holland had 2 bad knees. Tyreek Hill had a bum ankle from the horsepower tackle against Tennessee. We were beat up. Our offensive line, like I said, Robert Hunt was hurt. Armstead was hurt. Connor Williams had been hurt. Tell me the team that can overcome that many injuries. Tell me the team. That's why Buffalo caught up to us in December. That's why we lost that division. It wasn't Tua in December. It was the team was hurt by December. The team was in shambles by December. The team was in absolute shambles by December. We got to stay healthy. I'm telling you, Chris Greer is going to get that cap space for us. He's going to put the best team that Tua's had around him. This Miami Dolphins team, listen, they got to make Tyreek Hill happy too. They got to make Tyreek Hill happy too. And fans need to ease up on Tyreek. Did Tyreek make a bad decision the last week of the season? Yeah, he did. But give the guy a benefit of the doubt. He was frustrated. He wants to win. Listen, he plays hard for us. He could have sat out all year and collected his money with that wrist injury. He could have sat out. He could have sat out that game where the cops tried to arrest him before the game. Most players probably wouldn't have came and played that game that day. What'd Tyreek do? Came and scored an 80-yard touchdown to win the game for us. That's what Tyreek Hill did that day. Give the guy the benefit of the doubt. He's brought more excitement to this football team in the last 3 years than we've had for the last 15 years before that. Give the guy the benefit of the doubt. Stop trying to act like he's not welcome as a Miami Dolphin. Stop acting like you don't want him here. If you don't want Tyreek Hill here, if you don't want a player the caliber of Tyreek Hill on your team, then there's something wrong with you. It's not like we can trade him and get a bunch of assets back. It's not like we can trade him, be off the hook, and get the salary cap back. No, we're still going to have to pay the guy, and we're not going to get shit back but a 4th-round pick. How do you say your name? Collis? Ray Collis? But yeah, Miami Dolphins is clearly the second best team in this division, and they nice for you to stop by. I appreciate you, brother. I really do. Hope to see you more. The Miami Dolphins are clearly the second best team in this division. They clearly are. Yeah, you don't trade your best player, especially when you can't get nothing for him, and especially when you still got to pay him. You can't trade Tyreek. You can't trade him. Why would you want to? He's a game breaker. Anytime he touches the ball, we can score. Anytime. You don't get rid of players like that. You don't get rid of players that can hit a home run every time they touch the ball. You just don't do it. Well, Ray, I hope that I see you in here again. Usually I'm live Monday through Friday. I'm gonna cut this one short. I'll see you guys in the morning. Joe Wrist. But if you guys could please like, subscribe, it'd mean the world to me. I'm just trying to build something special here. I think I'm making a video with Dudley Do Wrong tomorrow. I got Richmond Webb hopefully next week sometime. Definitely trying to make moves. We're gonna start doing more giveaways and stuff. So please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button for me. I don't have a lot of people that come in, so each and every one of those means so much to me. I'll see you all tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. Thank you all for stopping by. I just wanted to get this video out here real quick. My wife is probably having a fit that I'm in here right now. But I'll see you all tomorrow, hopefully. And you know what it is. Fins all the way up. Miami Dolphins for life. We gonna get busy this year. Have some faith. We gonna get busy. We gonna get busy. We gonna make some moves. We win a playoff game this year if Tua can stay healthy. We win in a playoff game this year if Tua can stay healthy. All right, guys. Love you. Peace.